Time is always changing and nothing stays the same forever. We have seen a lot happen throughout the years, and this has changed the way we live, think, and communicate with each other. Here are my top 5 historically important people or events from the 1900s to present day in their respective order. The first on my list is the Spanish flu from 1918 to 1919, taking its place as one of the deadliest disasters in recent history. This severe pandemic first infected military personnel, and it's estimated that 500 million people, or 1/3 of the world's population at the time, were infected with the virus, with deaths of at least 50 million worldwide. This flu attacked the respiratory system and was highly contagious. Since there wasn't a vaccine, it quickly infected the world. The only way this virus could be contained was either by isolation, good hygiene, limitations of public gatherings, and wearing masks. The flu did not originate from Spain, although it may have thought to be. There's still a lot of debate as to where this virus originated from. The Spanish flu is historically important because of the volume and numbers this virus has produced, killing more people than in the Great War, and has been named as the world's most devastating epidemic in recorded history. Next up is Steamboat Willie by Walt Disney and UB Iwerks at the Walt Disney Studio in 1928. The production of Steamboat Willie took 2 weeks, with Mickey Mouse starring in this cartoon, making it historically important as one of the first sound cartoons. This cartoon is a landmark to cartoons and animation, changing the game for silent cartoons forever. Now this cartoon and Mickey are one of the most famous and recognizable cartoon and cartoon characters around the world. Coming in third, we have World War II from 1939 to 1945, lasting for 6 years in the warfare category. Italy, Germany, and Japan joined together as the Axis powers, while Britain, Russia, France, and the US formed, making the Allies. This conflict started in September 1939 when Nazi Germany and Adolf Hitler invaded Poland. The war was declared, and the Germans quickly advanced. In June 1941, the Germans invaded Russia, calling it Operation Barbarossa, and in December of that year, the Japanese attacked Pearl Harbor, leading USA to join the war. In 1942, a plan to exterminate the Jews was implemented, also known as the Holocaust. Many battles followed afterwards, such as D-Day on June 6, 1944. Germany then surrendered in May 1945 after Adolf Hitler committed suicide. On August 6, 1945, America dropped the atomic bomb on Hiroshima, making Japan surrender on August 15, 1945, ultimately ending the war. World War II is historically important because of the 40 to 50 million deaths occurring throughout the course of the war and involving at least 30 countries, making it the world's most geographical widespread war in history. In fourth place, we have the assassination of Martin Luther King Jr. on April 4, 1968, falling into the crime category. This event was historically important not only because King died, but what he was leading, what he stood up and fought for, was historically important. King was known for playing a major role in the American Civil Rights Movement. He fought for the equality and human rights for African Americans and is recognized for his I Have a Dream speech in 1963.
Even though we face the difficulties of today and tomorrow, I still have a dream.
On April 4, 1968, King was shot by James Earl Ray while he was standing on the balcony of the Lorraine Hotel, causing a period of mourning. Lastly, we have the first photo of a black hole released by the Event Horizon Telescope collaboration on April 10, 2019, falling into the discovery category. In my opinion, this is one of the best images we have ever captured, because all this time we've been wondering, predicting, and questioning about what a black hole might look like, never thinking we'd be able to have a glimpse of one. Now that we have an actual image is insane. Through international collaboration, 8 ground-based radio telescopes were able to produce this image of a black hole at the center of M87, which is a galaxy 54 million light-years away. The reason why the first photo of a black hole is historically important is self-explanatory. We've never had anything like this in history. It's one of the most significant scientific discoveries of the century, proving Einstein's theory of general relativity. I know I missed a lot of important people or events throughout the years, but those are my top 5 historically important events or people from the 1900s to present day. 2 honorable mentions are the COVID-19 global pandemic that is currently happening, as well as countries around the world protesting and supporting the Black Lives Matter movement. A lot of things are happening at the moment. It's a lot to take in, but don't forget, as George Santayana says, those who cannot remember the past are condemned to repeat it. And the man himself, Martin Luther King Jr., saying, "I have a dream that my 4 little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character." Stay safe, everyone.